Jones is a character for that song because Dylan's Ballad of a Thin Man is kind of the other well-known journalist in film music, and the Mr. Jones character in that. But I don't think he chose that on purpose. The part 2 of that song, why it's called Fred Jones Part 2, is he has a song called Cigarettes. It's the first one about it. But and his song is definitely a more sympathetic view on journalists in general than Dylan's take in Ballad of a Thin Man. So this song is by Loudon Wainwright, and he's had kind of a querulous relationship, I think, with the media. He's got several songs about journalists. One of them is called They Spelled My Name Wrong, I think. It's an interesting one. But it was a contemporary of Dylan's, and some of those folks in the folk bars and stuff in New York and Boston in the late 60s and early 70s. He's also the father of Rufus Wainwright and Martha Wainwright. That's kind of what he's better known for now, I think, to his chagrin, maybe. But this song is also about his relationship with the media, and it's called How Old Are You? How's it sounding there? How old are you? Tell me what's your story. How old are you? Tell me, when did you start? Were you in it for the money and the glory? You still have the brains, the guts, and the heart. When you were young, you were so much better. When you were young, you were really hot, hey, but now you're much older and you're so much colder. Why don't you give it up? Why don't you stop? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How about some facts and figures? How old are you? About a little background. Is it true you call black people nigger? Why the hell are you always joking around? Why don't you try and write a novel? Why don't you try and write a play? Hey, isn't it time you died or retired? Why the hell won't you just go away? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? Are you crazy? How old are you? Are you really drunk? Have you grown lazy? Are you bitter? Are you embarrassed about dead scum? Why didn't you get big like Bob Dylan? Why didn't you get big like Springsteen? Were you unable or were you unwilling? Tell us about it, come on, come clean. How old are you? How old are you? Really hot. When you were young, you were so much better. Now you're much older and you're so much colder. Why don't you give it up? Why don't you stop? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? Tell me, who do you live with? How old are you? Who was your wife? Is it true that you have children? I guess you've got some kind of sex life. Well, that's it. I seem to run out of questions. There's only a few and they're always the same, but we gotta sell papers and tickets and records if we wanna play this show business game. How old are you? How old are you? When you were young, you were so much better. When you were young, you were really hot, yeah, but now you're much older and you're so much. Give it up, why don't you stop? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? Thanks. Yeah, so he had a song called Dead Skunk in 1972. It was like his top 10 hit. And it was a novelty song, so I guess people always give him hell about that. All right, so one original tune, and then I'll give over the stage. This is a song that I'm writing with a band I'm in called Pet Volcano, and it's a pretty new song. I haven't played it out yet, so we'll see how this goes. It's kind of about my experience living in New York, which is a city that I love, but also a city you can't really survive in for too long unless you have a bunch of money, which is why I love Athens too. You don't have to have a bunch of money to survive here. All right. We've gone away streets, searching for that perfect dive. A few more bottles and a table in the back was all it took to feel alive. I kept a coaster from that place on Amsterdam, where we always stopped in late, and the napkin where we scrawled some drunken verse about the skyline safe and graced. We've gone away from the towers and the lights, given up on the scene, walked away from those endless city nights, but I still go there in my dreams. This house and its steady, quiet trees, they help me sleep the whole night through. But knowing that she gives it all to someone else, I can't forget about the avenue. We've gone away from the towers and the lights, given up on the scene, and walked away from those endless city nights, but I still go there in my dreams. But I still go there in my dreams. I think Bill's coming up next. And thanks, Alec, for having us.